Oh, snap. Oh, this looks good. Okay. So, y'all, hi. I'm a little flustered because I was trying to find my mic to start this so that I could be like further away because I like the further away like look for videos so you can see like more of my outfit and stuff like that, but that ain't happening. I don't know where that mic is. That's what I get for putting it all over the place, but it's whatever. We're here now. So today we're talking about why we're inconsistent. And there's four reasons. There's four reasons. There might be more, but the only ones you need to worry about right now are these four reasons. Okay. So when it comes to content creation, we already know that you got to be consistent when it comes to your content. Hey, Cardi, you got to be consistent when it comes to your content. Otherwise, people are not going to know who you are, what you do, why you do it, what you got going on, what you're selling, whatever it is that you're doing, right? But the thing that most of us struggle with is being consistent. So there's four reasons why, and I'm going to tell you about my struggle with it because you might see me now being really consistent and you always see me showing up, but I have been doing this for almost 6 years. And the first few years, I was not consistent, like at all. If you can believe that, like I really was not. So here's what would happen. So I remember I was working full time, at least 40 hours a week, and I would get up at 5 a.m. and I would get myself ready. I would get Kyrie ready, and we would go, and I would have to get him to daycare by a certain time because I would have to be at work at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., like depending on which location I was at. So that I would clock in, I would go to work. I got to leave out of work as quickly as I can because then I got to make sure I get to daycare by 5 p.m., get Kyrie, get him home, do whatever needs to be done to feed him, get him ready for the next day, and still try to find time to make content. And so you might be listening to this and you're like, man, well, no wonder you were inconsistent, right? That's what I thought too. I remember I would spend every day at work thinking about, like, man, I cannot wait till I'm full time and I can just do what I want to do with my time. I can create content all day. I could just sit here on live and just talk to you and just have fun and do what I want to do. And so I spent so much time just thinking, like, man, I just can't wait. Wait till I get full time. Wait till I have the time that I want. Wait till I have my freedom again. And the time finally came for me to go full time with content creation. And guess what happened? I was still inconsistent. I was still inconsistent. I could not believe it. I would spend days sometimes just sitting there laying down, feeling paralyzed, like all I want to do is watch TV. All I want to do is lay down because I don't know what kind of content to make. I don't know what videos to put out there. I don't even know why I'm doing this. And that's when I realized that the problem was not my time. The problem was not my resources. The problem was me, for lack of a better term, to just summarize it. The I was the problem. I was the issue, and I was the reason why I was inconsistent. And so some of the things that I started to think about was that made me feel like, wait a minute, I don't know how I feel about this. One of the first things that I would say to myself is, am I actually good at this? Like, am I good enough for somebody to like want to pay me for my services, want to pay me for brand deals? Am I interesting enough? Like, do people really care about things that are going on in my life? Like, I see these other influencers doing it. I see these other creators who are making this big platform off of what they do. But like, what if I'm not meant to do that? What if I'm not good at that? And I realized also that over the time I had developed all of these different skills. I had taken all of these different courses. I had invested in all of these different programs to learn all of these skills for business, for marketing, and for social media. And with all of this information, I still felt like I had no idea what I was doing, which is ridiculous because I had been learning this stuff and studying it literally for years. For years, I've always found a way to invest, and it was like, how is it now that I have all of this time and all of this freedom to do what it is that I've dreamed about doing, I have no idea what to do or where to start. And so that's when I realized that it came down to a couple of different things. So the first one is that I didn't have clarity. I didn't have clarity, and it was interesting because as I had the time to do what I wanted to do full time, it felt like everything that I thought that I wanted to do shifted. Like I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what I was doing or why I was even doing this. Like everything felt like it changed. And so that was frustrating because it's like, how can I start a business if I don't even know what that business is? I don't even know me. I don't know myself. I don't understand what to do. So that was my first issue. The second one was that I felt inadequate. Like, let's just keep it real. I felt inadequate. I didn't feel like I was equipped enough. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I was creative enough. I didn't feel like I had enough money, resources, the right equipment, the right camera. I didn't have a studio to create content, like all of these different things that I felt like I was lacking. And so having that mindset kept me stuck. Like, I would make content, but all of it felt useless because when it came down to it, I wasn't taking you anywhere specifically because I didn't know where I was going. Then the next thing is that I needed guidance. I talked about this last night, and I told y'all I've been doing content creation. It's going to be going on 6 years. And the thing that I learned is that while I had a lot of support and mentorship, that nobody was really speaking to content creators, like people who were influencers. Like I didn't have that type of guidance because it felt like what I was doing was so different and so unique that I couldn't really have anybody tell me exactly what to do, which, is still going to be the case for a lot of us. Nobody can tell you exactly what to do. Only person that knows that is God, right? But the thing that I wish that I had, that I want to be able to give people now, is the guidance for what it looks like when you are in a flexible space where you're an influencer, you're a creative, and you're a business owner, but your business doesn't look like a traditional business, or what you're doing doesn't look traditional, right? That's where I was. Like, I know how to make money, I know how to make products, but it just feels like the different areas of my life, and the way that I presented, it just didn't feel like anybody knew how to help me with that. And so the guidance, not having the guidance in that aspect, meant that it was going to take me more time to figure it out, because it was a journey to get to this place now where it all makes sense because it's coming together. And then the last thing is that I was in survival mode. And y'all, this is me speaking from still being like, still actively switching from that mindset of being in survival mode. And being in survival mode and feeling inadequate go hand in hand, because if we're in survival mode, we always feel like we don't have enough. We're always worried about what's going to happen next. We're always worried about our next dollar. We're always worried about whether something is going to work. And so when we create things, we create stuff from a space of panic. We make decisions from a space of panicking. And the thing about being in survival mode is that you are very short-sighted. So the idea of thinking ahead, the idea of investing in something that's not going to immediately yield a financial result, right? All of those things don't feel like they're in your scope of possibility, because I need to figure out how it's going to happen right now. And so when you're in survival mode, it is hard for you to think, think like a visionary, because when you have a vision, your vision is going to take time to pan out. It's going to take time to work out. And so you have to be able to be encouraged through the process, because it is a process, and realize that there's steps to get to it, and that when you work on it and build a good foundation, you have ultimately something that can be successful forever. You have a formula, a strategy that is always going to work. You're going to always be able to find a way. But if you're in survival mode, you can never get to that place. And so that's where I was too. I was always thinking, well, I need to figure out how to make money now. whatever's going to make money now, whatever is going to yield the fastest results, not the best results, whatever's going to make me this $20 that I need to cover so and so, or whatever is going to get me this thing the fastest, whatever is going to get me to this certain amount of revenue the quickest, whatever is going to help me get the amount of followers that I want the fastest. All of these things that we're thinking now, short term, survival mode, got to make it work. And that just turns into this whole space of hustling and grinding and just being like in a hamster wheel. And so I realized that that is where I was for a very long time. And because all of that is going on, imagine how hard it is. Y'all hear all that stuff that I said? Imagine if this is what you're going through right now, how hard it is to think about now creating content and being consistent, because you can't see through the smoke. You can't see where you're going because it feels like everything is happening right now. It feels busy and messy and just like all over the place. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. And I know I need to go somewhere, but where is it? I can't see it. And so that is what I had to learn and overcome in order to be consistent. Because now I know that even if right now I have one person watching this right now, right? And old Jada would be like, well, if only one person's watching, or say there wasn't anybody watching right now, nobody's watching it right now, I need to go ahead and log off because this clearly been a waste of my time, right? That's short-sighted. But when I'm thinking long term, I know that this video is going to stay on YouTube. This video is something that is going to be relevant no matter what season it is, no matter what year it is. This can be relevant 10 years from now because we're going to always have these types of challenges. I know that this may not pop off immediately once I post or once I hit live, but I know that it can gain traction. I know that this is going to lead to something bigger. I know that me talking to y'all right now is an investment in people who are about to change the world. I understand that. So I'm not moved and shifted by what it looks like right now. And I can show up and be consistent because the mission is the mission. No matter who shows up, it's still the mission. I still got to do it. I still am called to it. This does not reflect on my gifts or my call on my life. And that's where you got to get. You have to get to that place where I know where I'm going. I know why I'm doing this, and you can get with it. And maybe you got to get with it later, but I know that what I'm doing has a purpose. I know where I'm going with this. And so I want to encourage you that if that is where you are and you're feeling like I just don't know how to be consistent, I have created a community where there are people who get it. You can come to this space and feel like I'm not by myself in this. I have support. I have people who understand why I'm struggling to post this video that I've been sitting on for weeks. Or I know these people understand why it's so hard for me to go live. Or these people get how frustrating it is to have this business and feel like no one's paying attention to what I'm doing. That's what this space is for, okay? So if you feel any of those things, or even this whole story that I told, you feel like this is you, that's what my Discord community is for. For trendsetters only, it is a space where we come together as creatives, we support one another, you get the help that you need, and you're in a space where you can be held accountable to grow and to be consistent with your content because you have a reason why you want to do it. There's a reason why you are drawn to it. There's a reason why you create your videos in the first place. There's a reason why you started your business or your brand. There is a reason for it. And maybe you just can't see through the smoke. But that's what we're here to do in that community. So I'm excited that you even clicked on this video, that you're here, that you're watching it right now. I'm very proud of you because that means that you still got a little bit of fight left in you. you still know that this is not the end, that there is still a way for me to make this work, because it is. You were created for it. You were meant to do it. All right. So that's the video for today. I said I was going to stop at 7 minutes, and it is 15. It's 15, but I'm so excited. I'm doing this as a part of a visibility challenge that's going on within the community for Trendsetters Only. Is 7-day challenge, and today is day 1. And if you're listening to this on day 1, what is this, January 30th, that means you still have time to join and come into the community and get visible. The challenge is going to help you not only be consistent, but it's going to help you understand your brand, understand who you are and who you're called to, who you're talking to. And it's going to give you some clarity on your business and on your brand. So make sure that you get in there. If this is you, get into the challenge. We're already rocking and rolling. We have so many people who have posted already, and I'm really excited to see what comes at the end of this. So I see Cardi said, thank you for showing up. Thank you. It is my pleasure to show up for y'all. Y'all give me so much life, and I just can't believe I get to do this with you. I get to be the person that helps you. So it is an honor, and I will see y'all tomorrow at the same time. I'm gonna challenge myself. Tomorrow, 3 p.m., make sure you're here for the next topic. I'll post it tomorrow so you'll see what it is. And until then, I will talk to y'all later.